Hey guys, James West here. It's time for more writing tips. Today I'm going to talk about tackling tough subject matter. Now, by tough subject matter, I'm pretty much talking about anything from bullying to domestic problems to countries in conflict. And the reason a lot of these issues are really tough is just because it's really hard to talk about them. And it's really easy to mess up and just misrepresent what you're trying to discuss. Now, I am by no means discouraging in talking about these subjects. In fact, it's one of the best things where I can do. And just to name a couple of reasons, A, it raises awareness, which is always good. And B, personally, I think this one's the most important, it helps dispel the myths surrounding a given issue. For example, back in high school, I had to write a report for talking about child abuse. By the way, a lot of fun researching that. But while I was researching it, it was actually really interesting, and just seeing all the different myths associated with child abuse, that turned out to be just frankly not true. Which leads me to the one rule I do have for anyone who's wanting to use their writing to tackle any kind of tough subject matter, and that is this: do it right. Like I said before, this stuff is really easy to mess up, and the whole point of this is to inform your reader. So if you try to set out to incorporate some tough subject matter into your book, you need to do your homework. You need to do your research, because if you don't and you screw up, you'll just end up misinforming your reader, and that is by far the worst thing you can do with your writing. Now, I have two examples for discussing this. The first example I have is one that I think really did a good job discussing this kind of subject matter, and that is the Sumner Trilogy. It does a really great job of talking about social and racial inequality without sounding too preachy. Now, the example I have of this being done wrong, and when I say wrong, I mean horribly wrong, is something called The Call of Juarez. This is actually a video game I've heard of, and I'm going to say right now, I'm not going to go too in depth on why this is bad, because A, this is not a gaming channel, and B, the fellows over at Extra Credits already made a video that did a good job of discussing this game and why it's so bad, and frankly, they talked about it a lot better than I probably could without parroting them. So I'm going to put a link in the description below. If you want more details about the game, you can go there. All I will say about the game is this: it is by far the most bigoted and bordering on racist game I've ever heard of. And so much so that, frankly, don't even Google this. Do not look it up. It does not deserve the traffic. The only purpose it has in existing now is just to be used as an example of how lazy writing is bad. It's just a mess. I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, tackling tough subject matter and using it in your work, that's a really good thing, as long as you do it. As long as you're willing to do your research and do it right. So until next time, this is James West, signing off.